Hello guys, welcome back to the Brutal Investor channel. I hope you guys are having a fantastic day today. In this episode, we're going to talk about an interesting project that in my opinion has incredible potential, especially with the upcoming Polkadot launch, and that project is called Soraa or XOR, right? Again, as always guys, I highly recommend you guys to do your own research on any project that we cover on this channel. With regards to this project, I highly recommend you guys to go to the website soraa.org, which is SORA.org, in order to learn more about this project, right? So what is Soraa? Soraa is basically a project that aims to create a decentralized world economic system, which is basically, as their title says, one world, one economy kind of system. So Soraa is working to become a decentralized world economic system financing the creation of new and exciting applications under the democratic supervision of the Soraa Parliament, right? So again, it's basically a platform that aims to have a uniform economic system where any form of new and exciting application based on financing is created under a democratic supervision of the Soraa Parliament. It acts as this decentralized version of this mega government, right? The reason why I say that is because there are several projects that have their own decentralized autonomous organizations or DAOs, but they're mainly siloed within their own platforms, and there is no actual, an overarching decentralized autonomous organization that kind of oversees the entire, all the blockchains together or in an interoperable way, right? And Soraa aims to solve that problem. So the Soraa network will work to be an efficient, effective, and permissionless network for a myriad of DeFi applications, physical and digital projects. So the Soraa, the platform kind of consists of the Soraa network, which is basically aiming to create this efficient, very decentralized, which is basically permissionless, and an effective means by which you can, like, people can create DeFi applications on top of it, including both physical as well as digital projects, right? If you see the technology, Soraa is built on parity substrate, and Polkaswap is a decentralized app that is being built on top of the Soraa network. We are working to become a parachain for Kusama and Polkadot. So again, if you note the main key features or the selling features for Soraa is basically it's built on the parity substrate, which is basically the Polkadot Kusama ecosystem, there are programming language for the Polkadot and Kusama ecosystem, and one of the projects that they're building is Polkaswap, which is also getting more and more popular, which I'll cover in a future video. But Polkaswap is basically a decentralized application built on top of the Soraa network, right? And the Soraa platform itself aims to be a parachain on the, not only on the Kusama but also on the Polkadot blockchain itself, right? So again, it's a very interesting project which I believe that has incredible potential because of what it aims to do and how it aims to use Polkadot. Again, as I mentioned several times in my other videos, as Polkadot ecosystem goes live, and that's going to kind of trigger a very Polkadot based bull market, right? Where every Polkadot project, including Kusama, will kind of like, including Kusama based projects, will kind of like pump hard, and that is definitely going to make projects like Soraa also pump very hard. And the best thing about Soraa is it aims to do something which a lot of projects can't really do because of their siloed nature, right? And that's something that's going to be very interesting to see. So Polkaswap, again, Polkaswap is something that we'll cover in a separate video in and of itself. But just to give you an overview, Polkaswap is a non-custodial AMM or automated market maker, which is a decentralized exchange built on the Soraa network, focusing on interoperability to connect the rest of the crypto ecosystem to Polkadot. So again, Polkaswap, similar to Uniswap, is an automated market maker decentralized exchange or DEX, which aims to kind of like allow for swapping or liquidity provision between different parachains of the Polkadot ecosystem, right? So again, this is going to be a very exciting project, which is also going to blow up as all the Polkadot parachains go live, and it's going to be very interesting to see how this pans out, right? About Soraa, so Soraa is both a new economic system that decentralizes the concept of a central bank, as well as a network that implements a new way to architect a parachain blockchain that connects to the Polkadot relay chain and ecosystem with inbuilt tools focused on DeFi. So again, there's a lot to unpack here. Overall, if you see, Soraa is aiming to do two things, right? It's not only aiming to be this new economic system that powers the decentralized ecosystem and acts as like a central bank, again a decentralized central bank, right? But it also aims to allow for platforms or projects to be developed on top of it, thereby directly connecting the projects with the relay chain of the Polkadot ecosystem, right? So it's aiming to be the central bank and also be a platform on top of which new decentralized DeFi applications can be built on. The Soraa network excels at providing tools for decentralized applications that use digital assets such as atomic token swaps, bringing tokens to other blockchains, and creating programmatic rules involving digital assets. So again, what Soraa network aims to excel in is basically in providing decentralized application tools, which is going to be useful for developers to build dApps on top of the Soraa network, and also to use to build apps that can, or dApps that can power the atomic token swaps, which is basically decentralized peer-to-peer transactions, which involve exchanging one token for another token in a fully decentralized manner. And this has been a big challenge, because if you take tokens like or coins like Monero, it's very hard to kind of exchange Monero, because there are several exchanges that have already delisted Monero, and there are several other exchanges that are under regulatory watch in order to force the centralized exchange to kind of delist Monero. Atomic swaps can kind of allow Monero to be swapped for Bitcoins or Ethereum or even XRP or whatever cryptocurrency you want in a fully decentralized manner, so that people can have the full control of swapping whichever tokens they want on their own hands, right? So Soraa network aims to have these kind of atomic swap based dApps on top of it, which will definitely benefit not only the Polkadot blockchain and tokens that form the basis of the Polkadot blockchain, but it also kind of allows for interoperability between other chains as well, right? From other different blockchains, bridging tokens to other blockchains and creating programmatic rules involving digital assets. So again, you can also use Soraa network in order to create digital rules or programmatic rules that can basically govern certain digital assets that you can also create on the Soraa network, right? And pretty cool concept. It's a very, I really like the symbol here. It's kind of like the Japanese style, Soraa, which is going to definitely be popular in the future. Soraa version 2 features, so they already have a version 2 feature, and some of the main features that they have is basically governance, become a Soraa citizen and be eligible to be selected for the Soraa Parliament, which is coming soon, to provide your opinion on network updates and capital allocation. Again, this is going to be something that we'll see more often, not just the regular governance token which you can use to vote on a particular project or proposal, but you can kind of see a decentralized parliament, a decentralized senate, a decentralized council, or a decentralized president, or even a prime minister, right? So these are things that will definitely be the future of governance in the long run for cryptocurrency DeFi projects, and Soraa aims to be the forerunner of those kind of advancements in the crypto projects, right? And if we see projects, propose a project to be built on Soraa. The upcoming Soraa Parliament will review the request and allocate XOR for productive uses. Again, if you want to build something on top of the Soraa platform, you can make proposals which will be reviewed by the Parliament, which is again something that we discussed just now. And the Parliament will kind of consist of decentralized, I believe, token holders who will have a specific right to vote and or even counter vote on particular projects that aim to be built on top of the Soraa platform. And that's going to be useful for not only the projects to be filtered out based on their quality, but also the entire community will have a say on which projects can be built on top of Soraa, right? Voting. Vote on proposals to apply changes to the network and for projects to be built in Soraa using the Soraa app. So again, it's interesting that they have an app on already running, and you can use the Soraa app in order to kind of participate in governance proposals within the platform, right? Staking. Become a nominator by staking tokens and receive rewards for that. Become a validator to validate blocks in Soraa and receive rewards for that. So again, if you want to stake and earn staking rewards, you can basically be a nominator or a validator and receive rewards both the ways, right? PokerSwap, again, it forms a key component of the Soraa ecosystem. Swap tokens from different networks, Soraa, Ethereum, Polkadot, Kusama, provide liquidity pool and earn percentage from exchange fees. Again, it's one of the most truly interoperable decentralized exchanges out there, which can connect between Soraa, which is aiming to be a parachain on the Polkadot ecosystem, again Ethereum, which is everyone's familiar with Ethereum, Polkadot and Kusama, and between these four kind of like parachains / different blockchains, you can use PokerSwap to kind of like swap tokens interoperably, and you can also provide liquidity and earn a percentage of exchange fees by providing liquidity, right? Wallet. Store assets from different networks in one app, send assets and move them between different networks. Again, when you use a Soraa wallet, you can basically not only store assets, but you can also use the wallet to kind of move assets, which is not really a great thing, but it's something good to know about the project itself. And you can also join the PokerSwap's Telegram if you want to know more about that project, which we'll cover pretty soon. Let's look at the ecosystem. So the native token of the Soraa platform is basically XOR, which is used for transaction fees, gas, on the Soraa network. So again, this is where you guys need to clearly understand the Polkadot ecosystem, right? So the Polkadot ecosystem consists of a relay chain, which is the main backbone of the Polkadot ecosystem, and several parachains, and each parachain is its own blockchain, right? So anything that's built on top of one particular parachain will be able to use its own native token. Let's say, for example, if Soraa manages to get a parachain slot on Polkadot, it will have its own unique parachain, which will basically be its own kind of like a blockchain, where XOR will be the native token which you will be using to interact with dApps that are built on the Soraa parachain, right? It's interoperable with other parachains, but within the Soraa parachain, you would be paying the XOR tokens as gas fees, right? So this is something that you guys clearly need to understand, because if you take Ethereum, all gas fees are paid in Ether, right? But it's just Ethereum and multiple other similar blockchains kind of like linked to the main parachain. Although they are all fully interoperable, each and every parachain has its own native token, which will be used for paying the gas fees for that particular parachain, right? And in this case, Soraa or XOR token is basically the gas for the Soraa parachain, right? Val or validator token. So basically, if you see, used to reward validators on Soraa network. So they have a 2-token ecosystem. The main token is XOR, and the second token is VAL, or the validator token, which is used to reward validators on the Soraa network, right? And you also have PSwap, which is a third token, which is basically used to reward liquidity providers on PokerSwap. So again, for people who provide liquidity on PokerSwap, they receive the PSwap token, which is also within the Soraa platform, right? You can also learn more about these tokens by clicking this link. Again, you may be able to see the tokenomics or a little bit more information about each of these 3 tokens, right? So the Soraa app, again, this is the Soraa app. It's a very clean app. You can participate in voting by having Soraa tokens, and you can basically improve the platform. You can obviously have a wallet on the app itself where you can store your Soraa tokens or Val tokens or even PSwap tokens. You can profile and friends. Again, a very simple app. It's basically a common wallet app, which is which is nothing really special. So if you see, the Soraa app can be downloaded on Apple Store as well as Google Play. So that's pretty cool. Soraa validators, again, Soraa network is completely decentralized and relies on community members to run nodes. Validator nodes will be responsible for making blocks in the network. To help ensure the success of PokerSwap, we require community support in running validator nodes on the Soraa network. So again, if you want to become a validator on Soraa, you can basically click this link, become a Soraa validator, and learn more about that. This is the PokerSwap's symbol. And companies accepting XOR. So there are a very few number of companies that accept XOR tokens. So if you have XOR tokens, and if you happen to know any of these companies, Nuar and Ars Coso, which I believe both of them are Japanese companies, but I could be wrong about the first one, but the second one is definitely a Japanese company. Again, you can definitely buy these products through your XOR tokens, right? The Soraa font, again, it's their font. The Soraa custom font is a sleek, modern typeface that helps communicate our future forward message and distinguishes Soraa from its peers. So again, it's very interesting that they created their own font in order to distinguish themselves and create like a brand name for Soraa, which is really interesting to see. Again, if this project does end up becoming successful, then you can clearly see its impact will not just be on its token prices itself, but will also be when it comes to fonts and so on and so forth, right? So that kind of legacy, is more crypto projects should kind of aim to leave those kind of legacies behind them, and that's going to be very interesting. So again, I'll let you guys read this article about the Soraa font. It is now available on Google Fonts. So again, if you want to download the Soraa font itself, you can do the same, right? They have some recent launches. Recent launch of PokerSwap occurred on 27th of April. It was quite successful, and there was, I believe, a small amount of airdrop rumors out there. I didn't really follow up on that, but I believe that you may want to Google about Soraa airdrop, and you'll be able to see and access airdrops if you did participate in the ecosystem before by participating on the testnet, or if you provided liquidity, then probably you would be eligible for receiving some rewards, right? So have an eye out for that. And this is their roadmap. So they do have some really big plans on 2021. They kind of like we are in the Q2 phase right now, and they're basically planning to have this version 2, which is already out. 2.1 will be the governance, which is still not out, I believe, and there's also going to be a lot more features added to the wallet, the Soraa app itself, and PokerSwap will also be able to will be having more features, right? So that's pretty interesting. And this is some of the pictures of the founders, and some of the small achievements that they have, and so these are not really informative because there's no real LinkedIn information. But again, I do believe that you can still Google the developers, or even dig deep onto their profile to find the more information about the founders, right? So that's pretty much it about the Soraa token. Let's go to the CoinGecko page for Soraa. So Soraa is currently 292nd ranked token by market cap on CoinGecko, and it's currently trading at $587.86 at the time of making this video, and it recently had a 17.9% increase in the past 24 hours, right? If you look at the market cap, so if you see, the market cap is $174 million, but if you take into consideration what Soraa is planning to achieve, so first of all, Soraa is a Polkadot based project, right? So a Polkadot project, which is below $250 million in market cap, or even below $500 million in market cap, is a really good opportunity to buy, because again, Polkadot ecosystem is not even live yet, and this project managed to have a market cap of over $100 million, which is really cool. And if you see the fundamentals, this project is planning to be this overarching governance platform on the Polkadot ecosystem and also on the Kusama ecosystem as well. So it aims for a highly interoperable and this cutting edge third generation blockchain, which Polkadot aims to be. Is going to basically leverage all the benefits of the Polkadot blockchain if it does manage to get a parachain auction slot. And if you take the different dApps, including the atomic swaps that can be built on top of Soraa, you are basically, if you are investing in this project, you're basically investing on a project that is strong fundamentally, which has an extremely strong growth thanks to the Polkadot blockchain itself being a very powerful driver of token prices within its blockchain. So it's definitely going to be a project that will easily cross $500 million in market cap. And it can either top at around $700 million in market cap or even reach $1 billion depending on its success and adoption. I do believe that a minimum of $500 million in market cap is easily achievable, and for that market cap, if you take a project which is only currently valued at $174 million in market cap, you can clearly see that the potential for this project is extremely high, right? So I will again let you guys do your own research. Please don't take this as financial advice. If you look at the circulating supply and the max supply, this is something that I really like about this project, right? Most people think that by looking at the price point, obviously it is expensive. If you want to own one full Soraa token or XOR token, you have to spend close to $600 USD, which is true. But if you take the token supply and max supply, it's kind of like extremely low. The max supply is less than 1 million tokens. In fact, it's even less than 500,000 tokens. To be specific, it's 297 million tokens in circulation. And the best thing is, all the tokens are fully in circulation. So it's a fully, it's an open project with really no team wasting or any form of pre-mine or any form of, manipulation in token minting or anything like that. It's fully fair and fair launch token with the complete circulation of the token available on the market right now. Depending on the popularity of this token, there may at some point in the future be redenomination of this token, which can happen, a high possibility. But till then, this token is currently extremely scarce, and that justifies the price that we are seeing on the token, right? I do like the market cap as well as the max supply and circulating supply ratio. It's extremely strong tokenomics, makes it a very worthy candidate to look into, right? Again, not telling anyone to buy this token. I am just asking you guys to have this at your radar and try to do research as much as you can and understand the project before you buy it, right? If you look at the token price, it's the token price chart is available from May 2020, and the token was only worth 9 cents per token. Since then, the token has only been going up, and it literally shot up on early February this year from $153 all the way till $653, and then it went back down, consolidated a bit, and then shot back up to an all-time highs of about $870, and then crashed back down, and then now it's kind of moving sideways, right? I do believe that this token can come below the $500 mark. Maybe it won't be staying there too long, because it is setting higher highs and higher lows, which is a very healthy sign that the token is being adopted and it's growing and it's maturing, right? Although it is still very early stages, this token can definitely go, at least touch the $550 mark, and even if you're lucky, you can even see this token going at or below $500 mark, but it won't really stay there for too long, right? It's only set its all-time highs very recently, so it's still kind of like relatively hot. If you want it to cool down a bit, then maybe wait till $550 and $500 in that range. and that would be a really good point to buy, right? But if you're trying to hold this long term, I can see this token undergoing some form of a redenomination, and thereby that will kind of force people, to let the guard down and kind of buy this token, because as all Polkadot projects start pumping, this project will also start pumping, and people will literally go crazy on this, right? So if you look at the Bitcoin comparative, again, it's very similar pattern to the dollar comparative. It was only worth 1,100 satoshis per token early March last year, May last year, and then it reached a relatively all-time highs of 0.01 Bitcoin, all the way from just 1,300 satoshis. It went to 0.01 Bitcoin. That's an incredible pump, and then it kind of was going down, and its actual pump started early February this year, when it was worth 0.004 Bitcoin and reached an all-time highs in mid of March, reaching 0.01 Bitcoin, right? Very incredible performance, and now it's kind of cooling down, and I would probably wait for this token to go back down to 0.005 BTC, which is a possibility. Again, it also depends on Bitcoin pricing, but it is a possibility that this token can be worth 0.005 BTC. If you look at the Ether comparative, again, pretty similar pattern as to Bitcoin comparative. It was worth 0.0004. Ether reached a relative all-time highs of about 0.34 Ethereum, and then went back down. Was worth 0.11 Ether and reached an all-time highs of about 0.4, 0.5 Ether per token, and now it's kind of consolidating at about 0.17 Ether, right? So if you ask me, I would probably say that it's better to wait a bit. You can probably get this token below $550 USD, and even for a 0.005 Bitcoin and 0.01 ETH, 0.1 ETH or 15 ETH, in that range, because Ethereum price is also going up right now. So this token, if it goes down, then you can probably get it for a very cheap Ethereum price. But if you want to buy it and hold it for long term, this is a very solid project, right? In my opinion. Again, not financial advice as always. So if you take the exchanges where you want to buy it in, you can buy it from Uniswap, Mooniswap, and some other centralized exchanges. But if you see Mooniswap, Uniswap, 1inch are pretty much Ethereum, you can pretty much buy it with Ether, but at the same time you need to understand that there is extremely high gas fees on Ether, and transaction speeds are very slow. So if you want to buy it from a centralized exchange, you can buy it from who.com, but I wouldn't really go below that, right? Because who.com seems to be the only potential place where you can reliably buy this. Again, as more and more exchanges start listing this token, the price is going to shoot up, which is something that you need to know. So since there's not a lot of centralized exchanges that have listed this, I wouldn't really trust Bilaxy or anything like that, because it seems shady. But if you take several tier 2 and tier 1 exchanges, really haven't added this token at all, right? So there is going to be some incredible pumps and incredible gains potentially made, not only in the short term but also in the long term, from Soraa. I like this project. It's one of the projects that I'm following extremely closely, and I do believe that this project has an extremely high potential to cross $1,000 per token very easily, and it can even make 5 figures, right? If the adoption is continuing, there is a chance that as popularity grows, there will be a petition made to redenominate the token, which can probably bring the price of the token to about $5. But if you have held tokens when they're before redenomination, you'll probably get more tokens, which will kind of like have a higher chance of pumping even harder, just like how even Polkadot itself after a redenomination pumped extremely hard. So my thought process on Soraa is basically, it's a really good hold for short term. It's also a good hold for long term, right? But please do your own research before you put any of your money on this token. This video does not contain financial advice, right? Again, remember guys, you guys are not regular investors, you guys are brutal investors, so stay brutal. Thank you very much for watching my video, guys. If you like my video, please hit the like button and subscribe for more videos. See you in my next videos. Bye.